With the latest news from Bucks County, this is the Courier Times Update with Rachel Canelli.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Rachel Canelli, and welcome to our first Courier Times update on this Monday, February 4th. Each afternoon, we'll be bringing you the latest headlines since the morning paper, along with very important local videos. We'll have up-to-the-minute details in the only local news program specific to Bucks County, the towns where you live and work, with a focus on the people and places you care about. We'll also tell you what we're working on in the newsroom, and we look forward to hearing from you about what you would like included. We begin right now with an update on those local teens injured in that bus crash in Boston. Some of the passengers are back home now after their bus slammed into a bridge. The students were visiting Harvard University as part of a day trip sponsored by Bristol nonprofit Destined for a Dream. Many were from Bristol Township and Middletown. One Bucks County Technical High School junior was among the 42 on board. She talked to our reporter Joe Chevalier for a story online about waking up to find the roof caving in on them. Dozens are still in the hospital, including a Conwell-Egan student who reportedly suffered serious broken bones. Bristol Township school officials brought their $152 million new schools sales pitch to our Courier Times editorial board. They propose closing 9 elementary schools, building 3 new ones, and renovating 2. And they claim it won't cost taxpayers a dime more than they pay now. How's that possible? Reporter Danny Adler has more at buckscountycouriertimes.com.
This plan will address our infrastructure needs in a budget-neutral manner. We'll talk more about that moving forward. It will absolutely enable us to reduce operational costs, brings all our facilities up to state-of-the-art standards and code, and offers the opportunity to increase property values in the district. The plan would offer the opportunity to build 3 large elementary schools simultaneously in Bristol Township, which would bring an incredible amount of employment opportunity to the township.
There will be a public meeting to discuss the proposal on February 12th at Benjamin Franklin School on Mill Creek Road in Levittown. After 10 years, the executive director of the Bucks County Democratic Party is stepping down. Political reporter Gary Wexelblatt spoke with Neil Samuels about his decision to resign after President Barack Obama's re-election. Gary also has local reaction on our website. And we have another area native resigning. NBC News President Steve Kappas, a Warminster native, said he's also stepping down. The 49-year-old who graduated from William Tennant High School did not announce future plans. You can see that story online. We saw a dusting of snow overnight, and we could see more tonight. Clouds will be increasing today with a high near 30. Snow is expected in the forecast between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. with a low around 26. Are you ready to buck up, Bucks County? The Bucks County Emergency Homeless Shelter is in desperate need of a new kitchen to serve 80 residents 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. So Family Service Association, Comcast, and the Courier Times and Intelligencer newspapers are teaming up in asking residents to donate just $1 or 4 quarters to the cause. Our columnist Kate Fratty makes her plea on our website, and we also visited the shelter to talk to volunteers and get video of the deteriorating conditions.
It's a challenge. It's a huge challenge. We have a lot of equipment that's really not up to par. It's not working properly. The ovens fail on me. We don't have sanitizers right now. We don't have deep well sinks.
Everything is done by hand, which is a challenge with can openers that don't work, baking dishes that are ancient and don't work very well. I have better facilities in my own house than we do here at the shelter, and they feed 75 plus people a day. If you gave up 1 coffee a day and donated that money to the shelter, we could have a new kitchen.
You give a $1 or $2 to go to McDonald's, what's the difference coming here? You know, but your $1 or $2 here is helping hundreds of people, because after we move on, you got more people still coming in.
There are people that we know who have been here that, needed that extra help, that step up. And so I think if we can have a great kitchen, it's going to make it easier on our mission.
The shelter has been wonderful for me. It has been great. They are very supportive, understanding. You come up with obstacles and you come up with a solution. They're great. And just a little bit of help is all they need.
You can drop donations off at the Courier Times and Intelligencer newspaper offices, or look for our brief public service announcement at the end of this program to find out how you can help. In sports, the Hamels Foundation has a new home on Lancaster Avenue in Bryn Mawr, and it's open to the public today. Sports reporter Jen Wielgus caught up with Phillies pitcher Cole Hamels and his wife Heidi about their work in supporting education for underprivileged kids.
I just think it's a tremendous accomplishment. You know, Heidi and I started with an idea of trying to give back, and then making your idea grow, into a nice foundation, and then to even start employing some employees, and then just being able to get the message across. This is probably the best way that we could with opening up an actual office.
When he signed his contract in 2012. This was first priority, was this office. You think about what you're really giving back to the community and how to keep these kids in school and how to educate them. And you're part of all of that, meaning everybody that donates to us is part of all of that.
The new location has offices and a retail store where fans can get autographed Phillies gear to support the cause. In high school sports, Villa Joseph Marie's Alexa Fabry left the Athletic Association of Catholic Academies Swimming and Diving Championship with a pair of silver medals. Sports reporter Karen Sangillo talked to Alexa about placing in the 50-yard freestyle and 100 butterfly in a story at buckscountycouriertimes.com. Here's a look at what we're working on in the newsroom. The jury deciding the case against accused killer Michael Pooh Brooks is deliberating right now. Brooks is accused of murdering a Bristol Township man over a botched drug deal. Courts reporter Lori Mason-Schroeder will be covering the story, so keep checking our site for updates. Area actress Anastasia Corbel, who talked to our very own Nyla Francis for a story and video about the challenges of playing a deaf mute as Helen Keller in a production at Dennis Flyer Memorial Theater in Camden. And finally, the groundhog says it's nearly time to start planting. Windward will have tips for you in our home and garden section. You can find all of these stories and more at buckscountycouriertimes.com. For all the latest local news, I'm Rachel Canelli. Thanks for watching and have a great day. 1 million meals have been served here at the Bucks County Emergency Homeless Shelter. Like any other home, this kitchen is the heart of this shelter, and it's in desperate need of some long overdue TLC. That's why Family Service Association, Comcast, the Courier Times, and Intelligencer newspapers are teaming up in a campaign asking you, Bucks County, to buck up. There will be collection boxes all across the county, so buck up, Bucks County. Let's take care of the heart of this shelter together so they can cook and serve 1 million more meals to those in need.